This program is brought to you in part by SalCal Real Estate Connections.
And yes, Mr. Don Moon, we're here for number 11 at the Plainville Stadium reunion. Tell me about this.
Well, time flies, and we got about 40 cars coming. We got maybe about 28 here now. They're still coming in, and I hope we have a real good turnout. We got a lot of new people came. We even got Joe Wilcox came with the Hudson, number 12. Wow. He used to drive Sportsman for Riverside Park. Wow. He hasn't been here in a few years, and I finally got a hold of him and got him to come. And we got Ray Miller with midgets, and we got track champs from Stafford Springs Speedway. Yeah. We're cooking with gas.
I'm going to tell you, I got somebody coming here. His father used to have the Jeep in the infield.
Yes.
Named Henry Alauchi.
Yeah.
And his father passed away, but the son will be here today.
Well, I don't know who the son is, but I know the father, Stanley. And I got to bring him up on the stage and give him a plaque. Yep. And I remember Stanley used to do all the maintenance work for Plainville Stadium.
Yeah, it was really good times. I can't get over it, Don. I looked at that car in there, that 999 original car from 1953.
Now, that original car was 1953 and 1954. Redfoot drove it. He got 22 features. Jim Richards got 20 features. Wow. And 2-season track champ. I got that car out of New Hampshire. Wow. And the midget. That ran here. I don't know the information on the midget, but it ran here in Connecticut. Wow. It's a checkerboard.
We'll have to track somebody down who came with the car and try to get an interview. Yeah. And I have to tell you, as usual, buddy, you're right on your game. We got some real special cars here today and people, and we're going to have some fun.
We sure are. I'm having fun already. I've been here since 6:30.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
And good luck today.
Yeah.
Take care. And yes, moving over a few cars, we got Ray Bostineau with this number 999, which has a history at Plainville Stadium that's beyond belief. Do you know the history of this car, Ray?
I've read the history of the car, and I was blessed with the ability to be able to acquire it. The gentleman who owned it before, his family had passed on, and they wanted to move it on. And I've got a collection of midgets and sprint cars, Indy cars, and stock cars in New Hampshire. Yeah. And I felt that this car would fit our collection very, very well. And this is a good part of the stock car portion of our collection that we wanted to have put together. And with the gentlemen who drove these cars in the day that they drove were fabulous. Wonderful drivers and very, very brave men.
Let me tell you, the history with this car, 1953 and 1954, is beyond belief.
Yep. This car here won the championship here at Plainville. And it was also one of the leaders of the pack, and was very successful for many years.
Very, let me tell you. And it's just like in the day, they kept it perfect.
They certainly did. And one of the days, in the early days, of course, most of the cars were towed by flat track, which is what the bar in the front represents. Lots of people say, what is that bar for?
Yeah, flat track.
No trailers back then.
You don't see that today, I'll tell you.
You do not.
Now, you have a museum. Where is it?
It's located in Concord, New Hampshire. We have a collection of about 28 midgets. We've got 7 Indy cars, 12 sprint cars, and we've got 9 sports cars that run road course races as well.
Oh, you got quite a hobby, huh?
Well, I currently drive the sports car cars around the road courses with a Formula 5000 car and a Can-Am cars.
Formula 5000 car?
5000 in Can-Am. I've raced both in the U.S., of course, in Europe, and also Africa.
Let me tell you, them cars are fast.
They're fast, and they're a lot of fun, and I've been blessed with the successful racing with
them. You're gifted, I'll tell you that.
I've been very blessed with that. So far, I'm still able to drive, and I still get out and do 2 races a year.
Yeah, very lucky, I'll tell you. I have to commend you to have the foresight to save cars like this one here is very special.
Yes, they are.
You know,
wonderful.
And we hope you come here every year.
Well, it's the first opportunity we've had. We've been invited down, and I'm sure we'll be back again because it's a great show, it's a great program, and wonderful people here that we have.
Okay, very good, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
And good luck today. And I know from that smile, you're certainly going to have a great time.
We certainly are.
Okay. And yes, we got Don Knox and is Robert, is
My nephew.
here with the beautiful number 73 Dirt Modified, right?
Yes.
Now tell me about this car, Don.
This is a Canaiso chassis. It's a 92. It ran in Orange County and it also ran in Syracuse 300. But it broke the crank in the attempt to qualify in the 300. It took me and my nephew over a year just to find all the parts and put this car together. And Frank Cozy, who was a Hall of Fame driver, drove this car in Syracuse.
Wow.
Yeah, so the
Syracuse Mile, man.
Right.
And that's that you get going there, don't you?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
It's got quite a history, Don.
Yeah. And also,
You got a brother that's got Plainville Stadium roots.
right there, he drove the number 25.
We'll have to talk to him.
Yeah, you need to talk to him. He drove a lot of cars there.
Yeah, I saw him with Elton Hill put him on his roof.
Yes.
I
right.
was there that night.
Right. Right.
How's that? How's that for a memory?
Yeah.
was there too.
Yeah, we were there.
I was there that night. They put him on his roof. Oh my dear.
He drove a lot of cars there. He drove several
Yeah.
that he built. All the cars that he drove, he built.
Yeah.
You know, so that's important.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I know he was an avid racer. We logged a lot of the hours over to Plainville Stadium, and he was a fixture.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
But I was there tonight when Elton Hill put him on the roof.
The good part about him is he went, after Plainville closed, he went to Lebanon Valley.
Yeah.
Now he's got 50 years of racing history.
Yeah, wow.
You know.
Wow. It's hard. Well, luckily he survived, right? I may tell you. In them days, boy, it was wild. Let me tell you, it wasn't for the faint at heart.
Well, the first time I put one upside down was at Plainville.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That was a good experience,
Yeah,
huh?
it was.
You learned something, didn't you?
Yeah, that's when they ran the flatheads, the old flatheads.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Quite a history there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Don, I want to thank you for having a word with us. Congratulate you and Robert on fixing this car. It is beautiful, and I hope you have a great day today, and I'm sure we'll talk in the future. Don,
Well,
pleasure.
We got another one where he's going to restore.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind? Dirt car?
Yes, sir. Another one.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Good. I'm all for it, let me tell you.
Thank you.
Robert, pleasure meeting
you
you.
very much.
Thank
Stay
you.
warm.
I will. I'm trying. And yes, I come across a familiar face, Bob Knox from Plainville Stadium days, huh, Bob?
Yeah, that's for sure. That was a long time ago, but I had a lot of fun.
We were reminiscing. I said, the last time I saw you, Elton Hill put you on your roof.
And every time I see Elton Hills, I didn't do that, Elton says, but he was the guy to help me get out of the car.
He was a good guy,
He was
Elton.
a great guy. And that was the first major accident I ever really had with a car.
How many years have you raced, Elton?
I raced from 1959 to 1990. I quit. I raced in Lebanon Valley from 82 to 90.
Really?
So, well, actually from 72 to 90 at Lebanon Valley.
So you took to the dirt, huh?
I liked the dirt. I didn't do very good at it, but I had a lot of fun at it. I built a lot of race cars too. I'll tell you.
I remember you in the day. Let me tell you, you had some beautiful cars.
I built 3 of them 25 coupes over the years. When Eddie Hamill owned them, and him and I built them together. And I raced for Eddie. We had a lot of fun, I'll tell you. That's when the racing was a lot of fun.
It was a lot different than it is today.
Yeah, you know, everything today is bought. Everything years ago, you went home at the end of the year, started building another new car for the following year, you know.
Yeah, you today, I mean, back then, you went to the junkyard. It was your best friend.
Well, yeah, that's where he got all the parts. Yeah, and you built your own power. You built everything. Everything today is you go buy everything. I got a garage full of parts now for race cars. Matter of fact, I got a race car in my garage. And
I'm sure.
I started to build, but I never finished.
Get it here. Get it finished. You bring it here.
Yeah, I know. I gave one away here not too long ago to Butch Elms, the guy that runs Bear Ridge Speedway. He's restoring one of the cars that I had in Lebanon Valley, a Gremlin car. But I started, and my ambition's gone out the window with age.
You know what? We're getting old. That's can't stop that.
I know that's one thing we can't stop. But
You know what? We still have fun.
we get up in the morning and still go out and do things like you're doing today. What a
I
great
tell
thing.
people, as long as I wake up in the morning, guess what? It's a good day.
You're right, and you're still out here doing it. Yeah. That's what's good about it, and it's nice to see somebody that remembers all the times and the good times, and that's what's so nice about this reunion every year. I missed the first few because I used to go to Syracuse every year, and it was on that day. But now since they changed the dates, and I don't go to Syracuse anymore, so I come every year. So I've been here for the last 9 to 10 years.
Well, we want to see more of you. Well, I don't want to tie you up. I know there's plenty of people you got to reminisce with, and thank you, and
Thank you for
pleasure
having me.
seeing you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
for having
buddy.
me. Yeah, thank you.
And yes, we have Don Wells with this beautiful old number 43 that brings back a lot of memories, Don, for our buddy Billy Greco. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Now, where are you from, Don?
I'm from a little town in New York called Hyde Park, New York.
And how did you ever acquire this car?
This car was in the woods behind a garage, and they were clearing out the woods to build a house. A lot of people have been looking for an old car in the area, and we were just lucky enough to find it.
So you kind of know the history of this, huh?
Well, not realizing who actually drove the car because it had slicks on it, and where I live, there's not too many asphalt tracks. So I just kept asking around, and that's when we found out that it actually was a Greco car.
Billy has such a history here in Connecticut. And George, let me tell you, he built a lot of cars.
Well, the neat thing was we found out that this car, was the first car to win at Malta back in 1965. So then Malta was asphalt. So now things are beginning to make a little bit of sense as to why the car was and where it was in time from New York. So
I'm trying to picture Hyde Park. You in that Malta area, or
no? Malta is just near Albany, and Hyde Park is south of Albany by about 60 miles. Okay.
I heard the name before that town, but I can't picture it.
Yeah, that's okay. And after reviewing some of the historians from Malta, we found out that this car won the feature and the heat at the very first race at Malta in 1965. So that's a pretty fantastic feat to do, and Mr. Greco obviously knew what he was doing.
Oh, sure he did. We we live in Berlin here, and there was two brothers, Ray and Richie Garudi, that raced the modifieds, and they used to go to Malta all the time.
Sure. I have heard of them, but I don't recall.
There's the car. There's a car here.
Okay, all right.
From there.
Oh, okay, all right, sure.
They were special, let me tell you. They had great drivers over the years. Eddie Flimke and you know what I'm saying.
Sure. Yes. Yep. I know Mr. Flimke. Yeah. Sure.
We know Eddie's son, Ed Jr., is getting ready now to get inducted into the Near Hall of Fame.
Yes, I've heard of that, and I belong to Near also, so that's a good thing.
Have you tried this car out just to drive around the racetrack a little bit?
No, I'm still working on the brakes, and I need to get a drive shaft made. But the car should be running next year, and I'm pretty happy because, this has been about a 3-year project to put it back together. No, it's not.
Just to look up the history but it's interesting, isn't it?
Well, here's the friendship of all of this, that people have actually come to me and looked at the car and verified what it actually is. So it's not just me, it's the other people volunteering their knowledge, and that's actually put together something that's very fantastic.
Absolutely. In the day, of course, up in New York State, dirt was king, right?
Yes, I still crew for Al Hoteling in a pro stock and a modified at Lebanon Valley.
Yeah, I drag raced at Lebanon Valley for years.
Yeah, Shirley Muldowney started her life drag racing there.
Remember her like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And, the history there is special.
Sure.
So even the dirt racing today is special because You could take a family there today and afford it.
Yes. Well, the neat thing is that vintage dirt racing is coming back, and through Long Island, vintage asphalt racing is coming back. So it's going to be a good thing to see some of these cars on the track.
Absolutely. I'll tell
Yep, sure.
Vintage racing has really become a big deal.
Yes, it is. Even Lebanon Valley, about a month ago, had 27 vintage cars. And for the owner at Lebanon Valley, it was a very fantastic thing for him. So,
right now, the road racing circuits are unbelievable. They get vintage Ferraris and Cobras. These are $1 million cars.
and
they're out on the racetrack.
Sure. I actually have a continuation Cobra, which is worth about $500,000, and I race it.
You're a lucky man.
No, it's just paying back and showing the community what was once, and it is back again today. So.
Yeah, recently we did an event up at Lime Rock Park, and the guy was racing a Corvette, and I noticed a Cobra over sitting in the side. And I said, I thought it was a replica. He said, no, Larry, that's the real deal. And I can't get over it. He said, I drive this car everywhere. We go on trips, 1,000-mile trips. I said, boy, you certainly not a trailer queen. He said, you got that right.
I just raced at Coatesville, the Grand Prix, where you race in the streets. I finished second, but that was a pretty big deal for my Cobra, and I'm pretty happy to show people what old cars are today. So
yes. It's so important, I think, for the young generation to see what it was like in the day. And I can't get over you saved this car. I have to commend you and thank you.
You're quite welcome, and I appreciate both the interview and meeting with everybody that's here today.
Yeah, I hope you come every year.
I will, thank you.
And I want to thank you. I don't want to tie you up. I know you want to see a lot of people and look at a lot of cars, but I want to thank you. You were excellent.
And the Plainville reunion as well. Well, he's done. He's done.
And yes, we come across a familiar face, John Manfort, and this beautiful number 76X. I'm going to tell you, Jed, this car looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
Tell me about it.
It came out really good. Bob Belko did an excellent job restoring it. This car actually belongs to my cousin Frank. Frank's not feeling well. He's not here today, but back in the 70s, he drove it, I drove it. We went back and forth, and we had a lot of fun with the original car. And then this thing came up for sale, and I've got a few too many cars in my garage. So I called Frank and I said, you better go buy that car because it's a nice car. And he got Bob Belko to do it over, and it came out really good. So,
car is absolutely gorgeous, I'll tell you. Now, this car, did there only a race at Plainville?
No, we raced. I was in the service at that time, and I came home on a weekend, and I took it on. I went on tour with it. I went to Islip, and I went to Utica, Rome, and then Malta, and then back to Stafford. So I didn't. It was like a recreational thing to get away from what I was doing in the service, and we went on a road trip with a race car, and there's nothing better than that, you know.
Those days, I'll tell you, were special, huh?
Yeah.
I wish today was like that.
Yeah, you're right. A lot less trouble and aggravation. Load the race car up and get a bunch of your friends and go down the road, and we had a lot of fun with it. So.
And the money was a little different too.
Yeah, well, nobody ever thought about that. We were all having fun. All our friends used to come with us and help us to work on the thing. Work on it in a parking lot of a hotel somewhere. Be bending up.
Yeah. You go grab a part off a streetcar, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the way it worked back then. So it was.
Now tell me, all the years you raced, what was your favorite track?
Well, where I had any success was Plainville Stadium. You know, in the sportsman class there, I was champion 2 years in a row, and then then I raced for the Ferronis in the 28 car, and we won the championship the last year that the club sort of functioned there, and it went away. And then, but Plainville was the place for me because I lived across the street, and it was we grew up there, and that's always where I think about racing. It was at Plainville Stadium. So.
You know, a lot of people have told me over the years, if you could drive at Plainville Stadium, you could drive anywhere.
Yeah, it was a little tricky, but again, it was all I knew, so I liked it there. It was a fun place.
Let me tell you, your history, John, there was special. I could remember the novice days where it was just nothing but fun, huh?
Yeah, there was, again, it was not a lot of money, street tires on the car, and there was 30 cars at the racetrack every week, and we had a lot of fun. And then when the race was over, we went out in the parking lot and had more fun.
More fun. Yeah. Well, I know you want to see some people around here in other cars. I want to thank you for the interview, and if you see those two kids, Corey and Danny, you tell them I said hello. I can't wait to go watch them race.
Yeah, they're doing really good, so
yeah.
Appreciate
good,
it. Thank you.
Thank you, and good luck today.
All right, man.
Yes, seeing John and looking at this car really brought back memories. And let me tell you, the car was just done over perfect. It was just a great time here being with these guys and reminisce about the old days. And yes, once again, we got Gary Benkowski at the 11th Plainville Stadium reunion. How time flies, Gary.
Oh my God! I remember when this thing started back in 2009. Things have changed. I mean, every year there's always something new that somebody shows up with a restored car. Memorabilia, people pull it out of their attics, wherever, somebody cleaning out a house. It's good. Don and Kathy Moon do a good job as far as keeping that all in sync. So I just do the logistics here.
Let me tell you, there's some special cars here today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This Hudson behind us here is really a class act. And the funny thing about it, Joe Wilcox, who owns this, his brother, Earl, God rest his soul, he passed away, was my daughter's novice instructor down in Silver City.
No kidding.
Yes. Earl was a very, very sharp and very, very nice guy. When it came to quarter midgets and that, he kind of took us under his wing for the first couple of years there and kind of led us in the right direction, for sure.
Well, I got news for you. Our 6-year-old just went for his novice test the other day.
Oh, really? Oh, how'd he do?
Good. He did. They were shocked how good he handled the car.
Good for him. So
guess what? We're going to do some racing at Silver City.
There you go. Yeah, let me tell you, it's a good organization down there for sure. Saturdays, I mean, I got a lot of memories. I had 17 years down there with my kids.
Oh, it's special to you.
Yeah, exactly. And then I kind of focused my my attention to this track over here since 2007 and that. So, hey, as long as the kids are racing and the parents are having it's a good family sport. That's all that matters.
It's all about having fun and being with family.
Exactly, for sure.
Gary, I don't want to tie you up. You're a busy guy. I want to just thank you for this reunion again. And as usual, you're right in your game.
Oh, geez.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you for having us on the air.
And yes, look at this beautiful midget, antique midget, just absolutely gorgeous. Please tune in again next week to Racing Action Today. Thank you for watching.
This program is brought to you in part by SalCal Real Estate Connections.